Hi everyone, so I started a daft little TikTok video the other day. I'll put it up here. Right, my scrap ball yarn has gotten rather big in the last few weeks, so I'm going to see how big and how many clusters of stitches I can add to my scrap yarn blanket. And it was to add more to my scrap blanket, which to be honest with you, I can't even remember how long I have been doing this now. So I had this, as you saw in the video, I have a ball of yarn and I was just adding it up. Unfortunately there was, well, unfortunately there was a lot more yarn in that ball than I thought. I thought maybe I'd have just over a row. No, I think I've gone around the thing about 3 times now. So instead of it being a small TikTok video, because I did spend a significant amount of time doing this when I should have been doing the next YouTube video, I thought I'd turn this into a YouTube video and actually show you how I do this stitch, because it's actually my favourite blanket stitch. So I'm going to show you how we start it. And see how we do the corners, and also you can see here that we don't go completely around. It is technically in rows because we step up and go back over ourselves, so I'll show you that. I mean, a lot of traditional crochet blankets are made using this sort of stitch, and the hexagon cardigans, I'll put some pictures up here, they're also done with this stitch as well. So yeah, it's a lovely versatile stitch to use. For instructions, I'm going to type them as well, but I'm going to put UK instructions up here, and I'm going to put US instructions down here. Okay? Just to make sure that everyone is going to be familiar with the stitches that we're using, I'm going to show everything here. We're going to start with a magic circle or adjustable ring. Now, if you're not comfortable with this, use the chain 2 method. You go over, so your tail of your yarn is going over your working side of your yarn, and then you're going to grab a section, making a loop with the tail end of your yarn, pull it through the loop created, and there's your adjustable ring. I prefer using adjustable rings this way because it, as I say, it lets you tighten from your tail end of your yarn. Next stitch is simply our chain stitch, which is yarn over hook, pull through, that's a chain. Next is our triple stitch UK terminology, double stitch American terminology, yarn over hook, through our stitch, yarn over hook, pull up. You now have 1, 2, 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over hook, pull through 1, 2 of the loops, leaving you 2 loops on your hook, yarn over hook, pull through. Last stitch to know for this is a slip stitch. Slip stitches start with your 1 loop on your hook, go through your next stitch, yarn over hook, and you pull through both of them. Okay, we're going to be using quite clashy colours so you can see this. So I'm using 2 strands of double knit yarn held together, and I am going to use a 5mm hook. Now, my blanket that you saw earlier has been made primarily using just double knit and a 3mm hook. So we're going to start with our magic circle or adjustable ring. We're going to chain 3. This chain 3 counts as a stitch throughout your work. And now we are going to do 11 triple crochet UK terminology, double crochet American terminology. Right, now what you have to do is slip stitch into the top of your chain 3. We're going to chain 3 again. 1, 2, 3. Again, this counts as a stitch. We are going to turn our work around and we're going to work back over. Now the first thing we're going to do is 2 triple crochet into the same space we started the chain 3. A bit wrong there. Yarn over hook, yarn through, yarn over hook through, through 2, through 2. Now we're going to make this into our first corner. So we're going to now chain 2 and we're going to do another 3 triple crochet into this hole. Now we're going to chain 1. We're going to skip the next 3 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, and we're going to be going into this 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so we'll be going into this stitch here. And we're going to repeat 3 triple crochets, chain 2 because this is going to be another corner, another 3 triple crochets, we're going to chain 1. You see that we already have our first square forming. So again, we're going to skip 3. So 1, 2, 3, and repeat again. Chain 1. These chain 1s are basically the side of your squares. So they are 1, 2, 3 again. chain 2 to create the corner, three triples, and a chain 1. We're going to slip stitch back into the top chain of our original chain 3. We're gonna climb up 3, 1, 2, 3 chain stitches, turn the work, and we're going to start on our 3rd row. Now we turn the work for this because you can just continue going in the same direction, but your square will become wonky, so it is best to turn, and it means that you've got no front and back for your blanket as well, and I prefer that. So we're going to do our next 2 triple stitches to go alongside this chain, because this does count as a triple stitch. Remember, it counts as a triple stitch all the way through. We're going to chain 1, and then we're straight back into our chain 2 loop at the corner. So this is going to be a corner again. I think this is why I quite like this pattern, because you can't really go wrong with it. Every time you reach a corner, you have to do 3 triples, chain 2, 3 triples, then chain 1 to come out of the corner, do another cluster of 3 triples in your chain 1 space from the row below, chain 1, back to a chain 2 at the corner,
Right, so we're back at the beginning. So this is our first cluster, 1, 2, 3 from the previous row. So we are slip stitching up here. And then we chain 3. And turn. Now I'm going to unpick this and join it onto the scrap blanket.
Hi everyone, I hope that was helpful for you all, and the pattern just keeps going. You just end up with more of the clusters along the edges as the blanket grows. My blanket behind me here, and if any of you were curious how many stitch clusters I did get out of the original ball of yarn, here it is.